Welcome to PCN Town Talk, and we are so happy to have on set today the new director of the Council on Aging in Pembroke, Gretchen Emmetts. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Very glad to be here.
You.
Very excited.
Yes, we can't wait to talk to you all about it. So tell me a little bit about your background, how you came into this position.
So I actually have, my background for years was business management, retail, and my father got sick, and I just decided that I needed to do something else with my life. We didn't have the opportunities maybe as young when we were younger that the kids going off to college do now and have special programs. So I slowly left retail and entered into the senior population, shall we say, being a friendly visitor, doing meals for them and things like that. And then I transitioned over to the town of Kingston, part-time as a float. I landed in the senior center and I never left.
And you love it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I loved Kingston. I loved everything about the senior center. But going to Pembroke really gave me a good opportunity to grow and help them grow.
Right. And the senior population is the fastest growing population.
It sure is.
In our town and in the Massachusetts, I believe.
Yes. I really think that it's going to be interesting once we get the census results and get a truer form. But I think probably Pembroke's at least 25% elderly.
Yep.
And they really are pretty active, most of them that we see at the center, but there are so many that we just don't see.
Right. Well, and there might be a million different reasons for that.
That is.
Yes.
It may be the programming, which we're taking a look at right now.
Yep.
It may be the size of the building, which is being taken, they're taking a look at that right now.
Yep.
And it just may be that I'm too young to go to a senior center.
And that's fine, whatever the reason. But it's nice to know when they are ready to walk through the door that you're there.
Yes.
And you have lots of programs. About how many people are frequent flyers to your...
Frequent flyers, we probably have about 60 a day that, sign in and do different activities. We'd like to get that up over 100. We have to look at our hours, our programs, and how we, really promote ourselves.
Right. Now, seniors the group of seniors are really being touted these days as far more active than they were 20 or 30 years ago.
You're not your grandmother's seniors anymore.
Exactly. And 80 is the new 60. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So what are the types of programs that if I was a senior, then I could walk into to Pembroke and partake in?
So we have Tai Chi, we have Zumba, we have, yesterday we had an art class, there's quilting, there's knitting, there's a couple of chair exercise classes, and there's more programs. We're looking at our yoga, the mindfulness, things like that we can bring towards the younger senior.
Yep, just keep, and the mind-body connection is so important. Now tell me about the Dull Men's Club, because this has a fabulous reputation in the town.
So the Dull Men's Club originally started years ago as a few men that got together that, their wives had passed away and they needed some time to spend together. And right now I think we currently every Wednesday morning have about 40 gentlemen.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
All in one room.
We're very lucky.
Yep.
A lot of senior centers don't have programs that really attract men. And so we're very blessed that way to have that. I think they have elected the next president already.
Of the Dull Men's Club. Yep.
They do raise money and donate very generously to the center for things like different programming for our emergency fuel fund. So not only are they a joy to have around, but it's it's a nice for us to be able to get that.
Absolutely. And you not only have recreation and fun things, but you do a lot of, you're a resource in a lot of ways. So what are the different types of resources that you provide to seniors?
So we provide Meals on Wheels daily. And that is, we have 2 different routes. We go out probably to about 40 different people every day.
Every day? Wow.
That's every day, and that's through Old Colony Elder Services. We also have a once a week food pantry through the Firehouse
Pantry. Yep.
And we have an amazing amazing group of volunteers that will go pick up the food and deliver it to those who can't go out to the grocery stores themselves.
Yep.
No matter the circumstance, whether or not it's, they financially can't afford it, or they just had, a hip replacement,
Yep.
and they actually can't get out. So they'll use our services for a few months.
Right.
And then they'll actually probably come and volunteer.
Right. As a thank
So,
you.
yes, absolutely.
And you don't charge for
We do not
anything.
charge for that.
Right.
Nope.
Now, you also do a lot of education. Like when people are first going on Medicare.
Shine.
That can be very, very confusing.
It's very confusing.
Or they want to downsize their homes. Or now, so you told me you're going to have a thing called Chew on That.
That's correct.
Which sounds really cool. Can you explain what that's going to be?
So Chew on That's going to be the fourth Wednesday of every month, and it's going to be a meal and have a learning component to it. And the first one we're going to do is January, and that will be, there's an Italian meal attached to that because it's all about the food, And
of course it is.
The learning part is Bridges is going to come in and show us how we can very easily keep our mind active without even realizing it and having fun at the same time.
Oh, that's great. I know that some Council on Agings do things for seniors on finance.
Yes.
And on downsizing. And
Absolutely.
on, I mean, there's an awful lot of things that happen in your 60s through your 90s that don't happen in any other time in your life.
Yes.
And so you're constantly having to keep up too on the trends and the initiatives and the programs that are available to the senior population in general.
Yes. So that is, very key. We're working right now with Massachusetts Healthy Collaborative. They're going to come in. We're going to meet with some of the departments and see what we can do to make Pembroke a healthy community.
Yep.
At this point, I was looking at the numbers, and just alone in dental, we're at like 70% of people don't go to have their teeth done, and that's one of the highest in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So what can we do to change that?
Yep.
What can we do to change, their activity on a regular basis?
Right.
And that will also go hand in hand with becoming an age, a dementia-friendly community, which is so
And that's
key.
another huge.
And that involves the whole community.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It really does. Whether it be a restaurant, maybe offering on Sundays from 12 to 1, that's the time where you can bring your mom or your dad who may have dementia, that sometimes may scare someone else or don't feel comfortable having a nice meal.
Yep.
So you have to get everyone involved.
Right,
It does take a village.
It does, absolutely. Now, right now, you're in what used to be the old library. And how many square feet is that building? Do you know?
About 3,600.
Okay. So it's kind of busting at the seams.
It is.
In a way. Okay. And you don't have a lot of program rooms. You have one big room.
Yeah.
So Pembroke is looking into the possibility of turning our community center, which is an older building, having it rebuilt into a real community center that houses the senior activities all the way down to the kids and recreation department.
Absolutely.
And a lot of things in between. So what is your take on this? And I know you've been exposed to just a couple months worth of Pembroke.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on it?
So I actually started December 1st. My first meeting,
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. So I'm new in it, but I started going to meetings beforehand so I could see what was going on. And I think they're headed in the right direction. I think that Pembroke as a town needs to come together at town meeting and make a vote one way
or the other, right.
or the other, and really decide what they want to do. There will be a tax burden. There's always a tax burden. For every town, there's a tax burden. But I think that this would be our one opportunity, really, to get space that is able to help us move forward to some of the things that we want to do.
That you want to do in the future, yeah. And this, of course, will be up to the town because our town also has, other aging infrastructure that we need: police, fire, DPW, town hall. Yeah, I mean, so in every town wrestles with this.
It does, and I think we're lucky because we're on the docket now.
Yeah. Yep.
If they bring it forth. So I think that would be, get in there. I know they've talked about things for years and years. It's really time to just move forward and take a vote.
Yep. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about you possibly want to have a show here.
I'd love to have a show here.
So what would you envision that being?
I would just envision it being maybe one day we're meeting with our outreach worker who
Yep.
can tell you exactly what she does, what she sees, what the issues are firsthand, because I think a lot of people don't know.
No, you're right.
They just don't understand. We have hoarding issues. We have, people who don't have a regular meal every
Right.
day, people whose houses, maybe need some work, and
Medication issues.
medication
That's
issues.
I know that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Linda really does help a lot with that. Love to have her, and love to have James in from the, Massachusetts Healthy Collaborative to tell him, he can say, this is really
Right.
what you need to do. We
Right.
need to work to be healthy, to be happy.
Right, right.
And to how we can go about sustaining that for
Yep.
the Pembroke community.
And I think sometimes seeing the regular seniors who come every day, there's a lot of characters, would be fun to have, because people that don't walk in there or are not exposed to the seniors population that you have,
Yes.
would be really fun to get to know them. Because
is.
there's some really, really cool characters there.
They have a lot of history, and
Yeah,
people
they
just
do.
don't understand that.
Yep.
I mean,
They
I
have
know
a lot to say and a lot to tell.
before I got there, a woman named Iris, and she just passed away. But she, did plot plans for the Air Force
Oh, wow.
back in the service. So she
Yeah.
was, tracking the flight plans and doing the flight plans for those gentlemen who were overseas fighting in the war.
Yeah,
and you
wow.
just don't
There's
see
a lot of
things
stories.
like that.
There's a lot of history.
There is.
Yeah, a lot
and
of
if you
stories.
don't get them out, just like your grandmother's recipe, if you don't get it before she dies, you're just not going to
Gonna
get,
get
it.
it. Yep. True, true. Well, wonderful. We'll look forward to watching the progress
Thank
that,
you.
that you make here in Pembroke at the COA. And again, it was Gretchen Emmetts, and you are the now director of the COA for
am.
Pembroke.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you for watching Town Talk from PCN.